The North Node just moved into Aquarius, setting our North Star of potential, of opportunity, of the new direction that is flow, opposite the Leo South Node, which we also just moved into Leo season. So this Leo Aquarius axis is being lit up right now. Let's talk about it. Firstly, a little authority flex. I am mostly Aquarian, part of why this has me so excited. My Sun, my Mercury, and my Jupiter are all in Aquarius in my third house. So I know this territory and I'm excited to tell you all about it now that we are all on track, besides the humming undertones of us all being here for the age of Aquarius. We are now all in this 18-month chapter of aiming in that direction. And I will say, besides Saturn return, the second biggest one that was just so palpable for me to figure out was my nodes. It gave so much context to what the path of least resistance, the kind of unconscious slippery slope when I'm not paying attention, like the habits and patterns that I fall back into because they're the most comfortable, natural, familiar for me. I'm a Scorpio South Node. And then that North Node space of this territory where you're not naturally very good at it at all, but also this phenomenon where every little bit of progress that you make in that direction, every lesson that you learn and then are able to embody, every little bit of embracing that other side just makes everything else work better. It's the way of big medicine for each of us. When the collective North Node changes signs, it's like we're all collectively becoming aware of the patterns that we're ready to let go of from the South Node, the attachments, the distortions, and moving toward the opportunity, the new possibility, the collective evolution in the direction of the archetype of the North Node. In the realm of visibility, expression, authenticity, and let me qualify that the South Node is not something that's bad or wrong or something to be avoided, but it's just not the direction. And it's something to just acknowledge what gifts or skills or capacities we already have from that and use them to go in the direction of the other side. So with Leo Aquarius, we're looking at the relationship between Leo is the sign of the sun. It's positioning yourself to be visible like the sun to an audience, which is more of that Aquarian collective surrounding you. And so that Leo expression, when it is integrated with the Aquarian other side, is one, authentic, right? You're not just putting on a show like an actor to express yourself. Ideally, you are embodying your truest self and just radiating it outward as expression. The other archetype of Leo is royalty. We each have our individual role to play, shining to our people, radiating out our expression to those that could benefit from it. The spectrum is this pendulum swing, though, of when you feel disconnected from yourself, when you get caught up in the applause or attention that you're getting and you lose yourself, then it feels like you're acting, you're putting on a show. It feels like, dance monkey dance, and that is not what we want. So the thing that I have created that is addressing exactly this, doing it as an owning of your throne, but as a unique, authentic expression of your unique wiring, your unique design. Part of that is that you have this cosmic blueprint, perspective, way of speaking, charisma, magnetism, like what you radiate when you're doing it from your truest self is unlike anyone else's expression. And the other part of it is that Aquarius is the solar system to Leo being the sun. And so it's taking into account all of the other perspectives that you are mirroring, the energetic matrix that you are expressing inside of. And one way that we track that shifting matrix and cosmic current is with the transits, the shifting energetics of the unseen. And so then authenticity becomes that sweet spot where you're expressing as you and you're channeling the energy of the sun and the moon and the other supporting planets of the moment. That is the purest form of authenticity that I know. And so, what I've created in support of this is called cosmic content. If you've seen any of my recent Yap videos over the last month, they were created from prompts based on the sun and the moon. So I have a prompt pack that I've created for each sun season. The last one was for Cancer season. We just began Leo season, so we're working with a new prompt pack. It's completely free if you want to participate, based on the moon changing signs within that sun season. What the collective is feeling and focusing on in that moment, so they really land. If you'd like the prompt pack for Leo season, I'll put the link in the show notes. So that is one way that you can make the most of entering the scene hot of Aquarius North Node from this Leo South Node, throne of expression. And then the second one is Leo is, the sun at the center of the solar system. It's the parts of our life and business that would fall apart without us, basically. Like we are the engine, we are the power source. And then opposite that, you have Aquarius, which is the solar system, the systems that you create based on that central fuel source of creativity, right? But you don't stop there. You don't lock yourself into needing to show up to be the sun or the whole thing falls apart. You then want to create systems that make it possible for things to continue running regardless of how much you show up, right? And so much of everything that I do and am passionate about and help other people with is crafting systems like that to keep our reality spinning without us necessarily having to show up every day. The main way that I help people do this is with your money. So much of the way people are with their money until they consciously choose and decide to get to the other side, the same mechanism by which we get to the North Node. Like it's not something that's easy or obvious. I love the physics metaphor that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It simply changes form, and that applies to everything else in an astrology chart of your birth or of the moment. Every luminary, every planet, every point, everything except that North Node is the only thing that you have to choose to will into existence. And so when it comes to the money stuff, our path of least resistance, the thing that we slip into that is our default operating system based on whatever our programming or influences were that got us to this point, are often drama. It's dramatic in one way or another, whether you swing anxious or avoidant, but until you have a secure relationship with money that's based on a regular money check-in, a practice where you tend to everything that matters, you are confident in what you need to look at and show up for and the decisions that you make accordingly, that you've set it up in a way that works for you and your design and your quirks and differences so that you will continue to want to keep showing up as your authentic self for it, inside of it, with it. That's the Aquarian way, right? The Aquarian way with money or with anything is that you are able to be yourself. The way that you do things, the systems that you have need to reflect that. That's part of the Aquarian way. And the other part of it is that you actually create systems that support that, that are based on that. And so, whereas the Leo way is a bit dramatic, a bit like in the moment, like, oh, let me go put out this fire and then this fire, and, symbolically like burning yourself alive as a fuel source. That's the Leo way. That's the old way. We're letting go of it. But what we're taking with us to the other side is the confidence, the royalty, the queenliness of sitting at your central throne. I've reclaimed the acronym CEO in my world, in our world. It does not just apply to self-employed entrepreneurial business people. It stands for Central Energy Organizer. And that is that high embodiment of Leo, of being at the center of it all, but directing it, creating the systems instead of being the actual fuel source that keeps everything running. And instead being like the part of the sun where the indirect force of gravity that you support is what's making it all happen. Love me a solar metaphor. If you relate more to the Leo side with your money and would like to make it to the other side, the Aquarian side, where your systems are based on you, your astrology, your design, and are set up in a way that they happen without you having to deplete yourself, and that they actually serve the bigger picture and cause of what you're trying to create in your life, getting out of the self-centered drama of your money struggles and stepping into the systems that are actually going to support your abundance. I'm opening Cosmic Currency to the public for the first time in over a year. And today, the day this episode is airing, is when that door opens to you. So if you would like to claim one of the limited seasonal spots for summer season, we start soon. You can check out cosmicbee.link/currency. It's also in the show notes to click right through to learn all about it. My DMs are wide open to talk about it. See if this is your season to finally create financial security with your money. And with that, I'm wishing you the most stellar embrace of all that Aquarius has to offer over the next year and a half with North Node in Aquarius. I am fully owning my role of residency as an expert Aquarian. So reach out. Ask me any questions you have. Let's start a conversation about this. This is going to be a really fun next 18 months.